Okay, you guys, welcome. This is the Donovan Saadiq radio show. Don't believe the hype is another show that we do, and we got a lot of stuff going on in the city of Moreno Valley. For those of you guys that are watching me on YouTube Live, we're just going to go ahead and put this out there. We're doing a lot of videos, a lot of video editing out there today, and basically we're going to be talking. What I'm going to be talking about is, hold on, I got a lot of stuff coming in on the computer now. Okay, not now. I don't want to do that now. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you can chime in and kind of tell me, what's on your mind, curse me out, say this or that. It's not going to matter to me because at the end of the day, I'm still going to say what I have to say. Now, we did a lot of videos today. We did the show, Don't Believe the Hype. And a lot of people ask me, well, what's that show about? What it is, it's a show where we're just sick and tired of being nice and trying to be civil with people who don't want to be civil with us. And I'm working on my vocab. I know people are getting tired of me saying and all these little slut things, but I haven't really I haven't been in the military in over 6 years, so I've kind of let myself go and relaxed and let bygones be bygones and just enjoying myself. But we're in the studios. A couple of days ago, I dropped a document basically that said that Moreno Valley Unified School District Representative Evan Moron Morgan was arrested for burglary. Now, Mr. Moron tried to keep this under wraps and keep it quiet. And how I was tipped off by it was I had done a show and I was tipped off that he asked for a leave of absence. And I said, well, that's kind of strange. Why would somebody ask for a leave of absence in the summertime? If anything, this is the time where you're making gravy because you don't have to deal with students and go to events and do things that you would normally have to do as a public official. So after some research was found, it was found that he was arrested in Corona and arrested for burglary. Now, he's trying to say now that it dropped, because he had 3 weeks to put this out and get ahead of it. But of course, he's a moron and he didn't do that. So he's trying to say it's no big deal. The DA is probably going to drop the case. Again, this guy does not know law. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He's a DeVry technical school graduate, which isn't a real degree. It's a technical degree. That really doesn't mean anything. If he went to RCC, they'd be like, this doesn't mean anything. These credits don't mean anything. So I don't even understand why people go to those schools when as you get older, you realize this degree doesn't mean anything when you're trying to get a real education. So anyway, let me digress. So he didn't get ahead of the story and he's saying that it's no big deal, but yet he was held in jail for 2 days and he posted a $35,000 bond. Now, use your common sense. And what do I say every time when I talk to you guys? Do not overthink any of this stuff. It's very simple. Use your basic common sense because that's all you need. I've never been to jail. However, I'm not stupid enough to know if there's nothing to it, why would you need $35,000? You can get caught with marijuana, and I don't use drugs. Depending on the amount of it, it's a misdemeanor. They give you a citation, you go on your way. Parking, give you a citation, you go on your way. But he's trying to spin this off like it's no big deal. And then if you're a public official, knowing that people are going to be scrutinizing you all the time, you're an elected official, and you feel that you've been wronged and stuff, I personally would never go anywhere as a public official and take the law into my own hands. That's what the law is there for. So you would go there and say, hey, I need my stuff retrieved. And, it's a really big misunderstanding. Let me show you how stupid this guy, he says that the DA says that he's wrong. What he's basically saying is he's hoping the judge will drop the case. This is an actual case. The case number has been assigned. If you've watched my YouTube video on it and my Facebook video on it, I give you the case number. I tell you that because if it's no big deal, the police report would not say burglary, because if there's not a preponderance of the evidence for the police officer to write that in the report, he wouldn't put that in the report, and then it wouldn't be a case, and the DA wouldn't make it a case. It's like, I'll get out of here with that. They would just go ahead go about your business. It's a if it's a misdemeanor. This doesn't seem like it's a misdemeanor. So we're still waiting on the facts of the case to be released. But it's got to be a serious thing for him to ask for time off. And again, it shows you how stupid this guy is. He had 3 weeks to get ahead of this story, and he didn't do so. And now we've got the story, and we're going to tell it the way we know it. And I'm not going to spin it outside of this, outside of that. The facts are the facts. He was arrested. He was held in jail for 2 days. He did post a $35,000 bond. This incident happened in Corona. We happen to know that his estranged wife and children live out in Corona. So for all we know, this could be a quote, domestic violence, domestic, not violence, but domestic altercation that blew up more than what it could be. But if that's the case, the police would not have wrote burglary. A policeman doesn't. The only time the police become judge, jury, and executioner is if a black person's involved. That's my little humor for the day, if you didn't understand that. So those of you listening for the first time, I'm very sarcastic. And but some people might agree with me, some people might not. But basically, only when a black person's involved does a policeman feel that they are judge, jury, and executioner. Thus, you get black people being shot, beat up, whatever, you know. But Mr. Moron, that doesn't make any sense why a police officer would write that if he did not have enough evidence to say that he believed a burglary had taken place. So that's the news on that, and we'll keep you informed as that is going on. Now, we did a show today on Don't Believe the Hype in regards to Denise Fleming. And I got an email message, somebody cursing me out saying, you know, your vendetta against these people are personal. All right, though, you know, it's obvious that the people that wrote these things have not been paying attention to Moreno Valley politics for the last 6 years. Of course, it's personal. I'm the first person to tell you that it's personal. It's no secret what Evan Moron has done, and now the chickens are coming home to roost, and, you know, the bullying online and the things he said about the antis and all this other stuff. When you do stuff like that, bad things happen, and karma is a bitch. And I'm a firm believer in karma. That's why I try to do everything above board and as honestly as I can do it. You know, when I mean honestly, I mean I don't maliciously try to hurt people. I just throw the facts out there and say, hey, this is what I think about it, and this person's a dirtbag. That's why I call Evan Moron a dirtbag. This guy, he was Mr. James Bond. And then when you look at it, you say, you spent 10 months in the Army and you were trained in counterintelligence, guerrilla warfare, all this other stuff, and you were in the Army for 10 months, you can't even finish A school for being a cook in 10 months. So how did you get all this training? And, you know, the guy is a total idiot. This is the kind of person that we deal with on a daily basis. Now, of course, the Denise Fleming thing, it's a personal thing. But more so than personal, my job as the Inland Empire Informer, for those people that have been listening to the show for 6 years, we've only been doing the show actually for, 2 years now? I think we did the show after I lost the election. I said, I'm going to continue to put my message out and advocate for what I think Moreno Valley needs in its elected officials and keep these guys accountable and give people a platform where if they're afraid to say something, they can say, give it to me and I'll put it out there and I'll research it and I'll vet it and I'll get it out there. No doubt. So it's been about 2 years, and people ask me, well, what, you know, it sounds personal. Of course it's personal. I say that all the time. However, I'm an adult. I can take my personal feelings, how I feel about that person, and, you know, take that out of the mix and just say, hey, this is what's going on. And again, I'm here telling you, it is a personal vendetta, but it's also a fact that Denise Fleming is unethical. It's a fact Evan Moron is unethical. So regardless of my personal feelings, the facts are the facts. And if you don't understand what's going on with Denise Fleming, If you go back 4 years, go on News from the Edgemont on YouTube, and even in my Facebook, and listen to our radio stations and look at our videos where we have actually exposed these people for who they are. Now, don't get caught in your feelings, and we get people that say, oh, you got to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. No, we don't. I don't believe we need to give these people the benefit of the doubt for the simple fact that we know who these people are. And once people show you who they are, you better believe them, and these people have shown us over the years who they are. Victoria Baca, I put stuff out on her. I'm not the only one that feel this way. Their actions show who they are. Now, for those that don't know, and, again, it kind of shows you who's been involved in city politics and who has not been involved. And I'm not saying that makes you any less of a resident or a person who wants to get involved. Here's what you need to understand. Just because you did not win your election does not mean what you advocate for, what you fight for, and what you believe stops. I am sick and tired of these candidates that pop up every 4 years or special election, and they have no chance of winning because 3 or 4 times you become a running joke politically. And I'm a student of politics, and I'm just telling you this from experience. In my situation, there was a special election for a recall. Okay. I didn't run because I wanted to be a council member. I lived in the area of Edgemont. So for 16 something years, Edgemont has been sorely neglected, and it is still sorely neglected to this very day. Now, when I ran, there was only 2 of us running in the recall election, Bank Robber Jimson and myself. So the way the recall is set up is Victoria Baca has to convince the electorate to keep her on her seat. If the electorate agrees that she has to go, they must decide between me and Jimson. Now, if the electorate had known that bank robber Jimson was a bank robber, I right now would still be the council person sitting on that seat. So we have these factions within the city that think this is high school politics and a popularity contest, and they really don't care about the city. How do you, please somebody explain to me, how can Edgemont, Sunnymead, and Moreno, which form Moreno Valley, be so neglected, especially Edgemont, which is where a lot of the military people retired that used to work at March Air Force Base, which is now March Air Reserve Base. So I walk it like I talk it. You can say whatever you want to say about me. I can live anywhere I want to live, but this is my childhood home, and technically I still live in the area of Edgemont. So I have a vested interest of seeing why, and I've proven and have asked questions over a 30-something year period, why was the tax-based money and the property tax money taken from Edgemont for the benefit of the rest of the city? That's a crime. And because of that, I was able to get $500,000 in street repairs, sidewalks, some of the slumlords picking up their property over here, because I have a vested interest in here. I'm not trying to be Superman. I don't need these seats, but we needed good leadership. Victoria Baca is not good leadership, and I still think she's not good leadership. You've got people out here who are claiming that I was with a recall. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. And why, people say, and these are people that aren't informed, but yet they're saying all this crap. Everybody that was there from day one, 6 years ago, 4 years ago, wherever it was, when all this crap was popping off. One thing I was not a part of was the recall. Not that I don't believe him. I believe Victoria Baca needs to go. There's no doubt. There's no doubt she needs to go. And anybody that knows I'm not behind the recall. I support it. I wholeheartedly support it, but forming it and doing it and going getting signatures, you have never seen me anywhere around that. So these people that keep saying that stuff, that is blatantly untrue. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And it's just untrue. It's an untrue statement. Because if you look at the political thing 4 to 6 years ago, you will see me being attacked by Rating Ayers, who was behind the recall, and the recall group. Matter of fact, they were so upset that I put my name on the ballot during that first recall of Victoria Baca that they were attacking me politically as well as Victoria Baca. To make a long story short, Jimson won that election by 70%. Now, when it came out that she was a bank robber, and I told her, I said, hey, you're not going to win this election. We need to, get people behind me. At least, we work together. I wasn't a sore loser. I used Jimson, to the benefit of what what my problem was here in Edgemont. And I went to her and I said, and it's, and this shows you how stupid she is. She gets up there after winning on a recall and says the recalls must stop. You know what? Because she was smelling herself. She really was. She figured that she had gotten away with one of the greatest political comebacks by fooling the electorate. And that's exactly what she did. And as a political person, when you do something like that, any political strategist will tell you, you just now signed your death warrant. So instead of resigning the seat and letting everybody run and keeping her dignity, she didn't do that. Not only didn't she do that, the 70% that she won by was totally gone when the re-election came in, and there was 5 people in the district, and lo and behold, you split the vote. Victoria Baca gets in there and comes right back on the seat, and used LaDonna Jimson as a reason to look, this woman stole my seat. She claimed I was this and I claimed I was that. I never claimed Victoria Baca did anything. I did claim she was under investigation. That was true because she kept denying she wasn't, but she was. Now, what she was under investigation for, I couldn't say, but I did know she was under an FBI investigation. There are claims that LaDonna Jimson was saying certain things and the recall people were saying to certain things. Notice nobody brings my name up in that because I was never part of a recall. Now, she loses her seat. Then a second recall forms up. And I remember when they were talking about a recall, and I said, no, that wouldn't make any sense. And I also told them, connecting myself or LaDonna Jimson to the recall would ensure Victoria Baca stayed on that seat. Now, I supported the recall, but I made sure that I was way away from it. I encourage people to go sign up, do what they got to do via my show, whatever I need to do. But I kept my distance because, again, knowing that LaDonna Jimson had put herself in the forefront, you just ensured Victoria Baca getting back on that seat. And that's exactly what happens. And that's one of the problems we have here in Moreno Valley, where people, this is like high school. It's incredible. They don't like the status quo, but yet they won't do what needs to be done to remove these people from office permanently. They're too much smelling themselves. How do you, LaDonna Jimson, come back and lead a recall when the first thing you said when you sat on that dais was recalls need to stop? Why? Because you're now the incumbent? Is that why it needs to stop? So I took a long look and I said, you know what? I invested 4 years of my life trying to wake people up. Now, will I ever run for office again? No, I don't want to do that. But just like being a military veteran, I can say what the hell I want to say because I earned the right. I serve my community. I still continue to serve my community by what I'm doing here. And I think I'm better suited to do the community by what I'm doing. So, and I'm going to continue to do that. But to serve as a political person and get office, no, I'm not going to do that. Because I think the biggest problem in the Inland Empire as a whole is people are so busy in the matrix of their life. If you ever seen the movie Matrix, that exactly tells you what's going on. You're not supposed to live the way you're living, but they're so busy grinding it out that by the time that they pay attention to what's going on, it's too late. It's just like this gas tax. You got all these Democrats running around here, but I think we need a Republican governor, because you got these Democrats that passed the gas tax without asking not one of us anything. They just passed it. And we're being crunched already. So anyway, my job is basically to expose these politicians and these wannabes and these unethical people so that you're aware of it. Because a lot of people vote for people on name recognition or whatever their bias is to vote for that person. And if you don't know what you're voting for or haven't heard about these people, then you're going to make serious mistakes, and we're going to continue to go down this well of unbelieving thing. You guys know Moreno Valley is the only city in the Inland Empire that is basically ringed with warehouses. We have encircled ourselves with warehouses, and that's a true statement. Look it up on Google Earth, and you can see it for yourself. It's unbelievable. So thus we get to a person like Denise Fleming. Now, those of us know, yes, it's a personal thing. If I have a personal problem with somebody, I will say that on the radio. It's a personal thing, but it's also factual what I'm saying about them. And people, the story of what happened between me and Denise, because we didn't have a problem up until the red, black, and green ball, to where she turned that ball into a fundraiser. Now, this was supposed to be a ball to help raise funds and give out scholarships for Black students and worthy students, from what I was understood. Denise Fleming basically, toward the end of the night, started giving out envelopes and asking for donations for her campaign to be mayor. Now, how does it look as a candidate or a former candidate or a candidate to be, and I'm at your fundraising function and pictures are being taken? How did she not know that I would have been the mayor? Why did she take the focus off of the scholarship and the money raising and turned it into about her? And then when I confronted her about that, the biggest thing that she said, and my story hasn't changed in all years, is I'm not electable. That's the key word she said. I'm not electable. And you could ask anybody that knows me, my story has not changed. Now, the last thing that you ever say to a Black man, a positive Black man, is he's not electable, or he ain't shit, or whatever negative connotation, especially a Black man of my caliber, because I worked hard all of my adult life to be where I'm at today. And I'm humble enough to stay in the Edgemont area. More power to anybody that wants to live in different areas. But I'm not going to run away from a problem. Edgemont might be old, but I pay just as high of taxes as some of you people on the other side of the city. So we have a fundamental problem, and that was the fundamental problem. So if you're going to tell me I'm not shit, I'm one of those people, as people have seen. I will come back at you 1,000 times. If I learned anything from the military, I'm going to give you everything you can handle. You can surround me. You can do whatever you want to do to me. I know what's going to happen here. You're going to pay a high price for messing with me. So how did I do it? Okay, I lost the election, but yet I legitimized my voice by going and using social media, and yet I'm still here. I produce other shows helping people and helping my platform. People ask me, how do you get your information, whatever? Yeah, I have a small staff, whatever. True. But a lot of the information I get tipped off by people that listen to the show, that see what I'm trying to do. not everybody is an upfront and in your face type person. As you guys know, I'm one of those people. You might call me a loudmouth or, whatever the deal is. The only people that don't like people like me are people who are doing unethical things, because what I do is I expose it. And I don't expose it just by talking shit. And that's another thing. I know some people get offended by the language, but we're going to hit you. We're going to get your attention. So I just don't talk shit on you. I will drop documents so you can make it a decision. I could care less. Hillary, Trump, this, that, I don't give a damn. I just want you to be informed. If you're going to be supporting a bigot, that's absolutely your right. I respect your right to support whoever the hell you want to support, because I'm going to support who the hell I want to support. But I want you to be aware. Just be, Denise Fleming talks this blackness and stuff like that and sticking together. How the hell are you going to tell a black man that he is not electable? She's full of shit. She's one of those black people that you like. She's like an Al Sharpton, a Jesse Jackson, a Barack Obama. They talk all this shit, a Maxine Waters, low IQ. They talk all this shit about unity and staying together, and they use this only for themselves. You got to remember, Denise Fleming isn't originally from Moreno Valley. She's from Chicago via LA. Before she came to Moreno Valley, she was in LA via Chicago. So right there, she's used to a certain kind of politic, stomping on people and using them up to where she can't use them. And her problem is she gets gassed up so much that if you ever meet Denise, the first thing she'll say is, "I'm Dr. Denise Fleming." Bitch, you ain't no damn medical doctor. I don't give a shit what your title is or what you think your title is. Now, let's say something positive about Denise. If you ask me professionally and in my political expertise, is Denise qualified to be in the political realm? Absolutely. I'm the first one to ever say that. If you're asking me that question, I'm going to tell you that. She's highly qualified. She's highly educated. There's no refuting that. I mean, I don't know that PhD college she went to, that online college thing. I don't know. But anyway, I have no question. She's highly qualified to be in the political realm, highly educated. But she has shown she is unethical by her company she keeps and her connections. Those of us that know Basil Kimbrough and Gwendolyn Cross, these are political operatives that do things. Look them up. That's all I can tell you. If you don't want to hear what I got to say about those people. We know Basil Kimbrough. He migrated here from LA, and he's a political operative that made a lot of mistakes. He's not supposed to be involved in politics, but yet he is behind the scenes. Denise Fleming uses this African-American coalition to pump herself up. And you got people out there where they need the adulation of people. And, if you put Denise down face to face in a debate with just an average common person like myself, she couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle it. She knows how to speak political and say important things and throw numbers out there that you wouldn't understand. But yet if you ask her, Denise, you're in District 1, how come you don't know about Adrienne Mitchell and who she was, the first Black soldier that was killed in the city of Moreno Valley in combat? How come you aren't advocating for a bathroom in Edgemont? How come you don't advocate for anything in your district? You don't speak out on anything in your district. But when she was running for mayor 2 years ago, how unethical she is, she was distributing her political propaganda within the schools. Now, where's your fairness in that? I can't go to the school and distribute my literature and stuff like that, but this is what Denise was doing, and we exposed that. And everybody gets mad at me. You can get mad at me all you want. This is what we're talking about. Only an unethical person would do that. Only an unethical person will take a fundraiser and make it about them. We recently had a 4th of July parade. Denise Fleming made it about her. So, I'm doing my job and my operatives are doing their job. This is what we do. And again, until I receive an apology from Denise Fleming, and that's another thing. I don't care who you are, and I was raised to believe this, and I believe it's true. Everybody makes mistakes. If you think that you are too high and mighty to where you can't admit when you make that mistake, you don't deserve to be in office and making decisions for other people, because you might do something that will affect those other people's lives and possibly destroy it. And yet you won't even say you're sorry. You made a legitimate, honest mistake. That's to me, that's less than human. But this is what I do so that you guys can be informed. If you want a person that doesn't really care about you, that is willing to do any deals with the devil, she's a good friend and highly connected with Chevron Cheryl Brown. Who's Chevron Cheryl Brown? This is a lady who had one of the longest running Black publications in the United States, known as the Black Voice. But the minute Cheryl Brown entered the establishment, she changed the name of the Black Voice to the Voice. And my understanding is the subscriptions for that has gone down. The Black community is tired of these politicians, John Lewis and all these dummycrats that keep telling us vote a dummycrat and we'll do all this stuff for you. The dummycrats haven't done nothing for Black people but kept us in economic slavery and mental slavery. 60 years of receiving welfare and all this other stuff. 74% of our girls have never been married. 74% of Black girls have never, and women have never been married, but they're having kids. 70-something% of Black women have children. But that's another topic. But it's these false leaders like Denise Fleming. I want to be the first Black mayor. Who gives a shit if you're Black, brown, red, green, yellow, purple? What is your resume? What have you done in the community? Oh, I was on the school board, and in the school board, you did what? Okay, you're an educator, you have your PhD. To me, you should have stayed on the school board. That's where your expertise is. But no, what it is, like Maxine Waters, like Nancy Pelosi, she wants to put her hands in the cookie jar of Moreno Valley and enrich herself, and then use that as a stepping stone to the next step. So for all you Edoites out there, yes, it's personal. I'm not running away from that. But it's also true. She is an unethical person. Look at all my videos in regards to Denise Fleming. And I just say it constantly, and I'm going to say it. And now that I know that she's running for mayor again, I am going to expose everything about this woman. However, is she highly educated? Yes. Now, the problem with her politically is she is willing to do whatever she needs to do to get that position. Good example, Jesse Molina. I'm going to make sure this guy sticks to his word. And if he doesn't, I'll be at the city council every Tuesday and make sure he does it. We haven't seen Jesse Molina since he lost the election. And Jesse Molina is a friend of mine. I don't discriminate. It is what it is. I'm talking politically, not our friendship. This has nothing to do with friendship. Denise Fleming's a veteran. This has nothing to do with her veteran status. Has nothing to do with that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not questioning that. These are unethical people. And this is what we try to educate you with. These are people willing to take white envelopes and enrich themselves off our dollars. And I live in Edgemont, and I'm sick and tired of paying 27 years worth of property tax, and my neighborhood looks the way it is. Edgemont and District 1 needs quality leadership, and we haven't had that. Am I wrong for yelling a mayor that is going to be fair to every citizen? Why is it that all the same streets on the east side of the city gets repaired? And I would go to the meetings over there, and these people are worried about the median, the plants on the median. Plants on the median, come over to Edgemont. We don't even know what that is. How can one area of the city be so neglected? How? And let me tell you how smart Riverside is. Why do you think all those stores are sitting right there on Day Street? Because this is the oldest neighborhood in the city, which means you have older people that have disposable income. Most of us are retired. We're not going to go over to Merino Beach Boulevard Drive to go to Walmart and give Moreno Valley our city tax. I'm going to go what's convenient to me. And 40 years ago, that whole area was considered Edgemont. That's where the racetrack was. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what this is about. We are now in silly season, people. And now I'm going to gear up and get ready to watch all of these candidates. We have, I believe, 6 or 7 people running for mayor. And write it down. Gutierrez will win re-election. Why? Not because he's so damn popular, because the vote has been split. That's why. One developer controls this town. He could not finish the EIR. Where are the Edowits when people like myself and others were telling you basic logistics? If this thing is going to be built, where is your truck infrastructure? You've got to build that first. But no, what Edo is going to do, and this was his plan all along, was to get that zoning area changed. Use our tax dollars to put in the sewer, the lights, the streets, and all of that stuff. So his $10 million investment for us to put in $80 million of improvements to his property, now he can say, hey, I tried to bring these little bullshit jobs, but it was shut down, so I have to do something else as a businessman. The man is a failure. And he's always been a failure. How do you say you've been here 30 years and you have no accomplishments but a damn Skechers warehouse that you had to go into a joint tenancy with or a joint cooperation to finish the damn thing? And from what I'm hearing, Skechers is thinking about pulling out of here. So we're going to keep you posted on that as well. But we're in silly season. And I know you guys are asking me right now, oh, Don, you think you're so damn smart? Yes, I do. Yes, it has been proven I have 11 degrees. Yes, that's very, very true. I like to read. I like to research. I am a political junkie. Doesn't make me any better than anybody else. However, but I can tell you this, for somebody who arrived on the political scene 4 to 6 years ago, I am very well known within the city. People recognize me and see what I do. And a lot of people appreciate me and a lot of people hate me. And those of you guys that hate me, that's fine, because it tells me one thing: you're listening. You're listening. And that's the whole point. You're listening. Now, I've been threatened by Evan Moron's goons and Highland Fairview goons and stuff like that. People, what is the problem here? What is the problem? My address is public record. I ran for office twice. I've lived here as a resident for 41 years. My time in the military never changed my residency. Never. I am a real resident. We are the original owners of this home. My mom is the original owner. It's a family home. I occupy it. I live in it. My address is available. Let me know what time you're coming over. I will meet you in the front yard. I have no problem with that. I have so much pent up PTSD and rage. I would love to release it. I would love it. All these years of learning Shuden-ryu, Kinshikan karate. I would love to finally use it. But all you guys keep doing is keyboard gangstering me and making stupid threats on Messenger and stuff like that. I am not hard to find. I am not hard to find. If you want me to come to you, I can come to you. It's no problem. You guys got to understand. I'm at a point where it doesn't bother me. You know, oh, you're going to shoot me. You're going to stab me. I like to see you try. I really would. You guys don't realize my injuries from the military. I'm in so much pain, and I take so much pain medication. I don't feel a thing. Okay, so help me out. Stop talking. Let me know what time you're going to be here, or if you want to stop by and you're in the neighborhood, I'm usually home. I got a big backyard. We can go back there, handle it like men, and it's over. It's done. Period. So don't be afraid. You're welcome. I'm not hiding from anybody. And I want those I want those really sane listeners and the people that listen to my show. And again, I thank you guys, because if it wasn't for you guys, I don't think my show would be where it's at and helping me do what I do. For those people that are listening, and I really do appreciate what you guys do. But the question that people have asked me is, who should we be looking at? Now, I'm going to tell you a person to really look at, and it's not because she and I are good friends, and we're not good friends. I just met her the last election cycle, Shaylinda Bernard. She actually turned out to be what and who she said she was. Now, I'm 48 years old. Yeah, I know, I look 68. Yeah, I've heard all that bullshit before. Anyway, I'm 48 years old. We need new leaders. We have a dais of 5 people. Not one black person is on the dais. And yet we're a third of the city. Black people are a third of the city, but we have no representation. But Denise Fleming will say, elect me, I'll be the one on it. No, you're not the person to elect us. I mean, we're better off dealing with what we have right now. We really have to stop complaining about what we don't have and what we got to do. You got to understand who you're voting for. You got to understand what you're voting about. These people, this developer, Highland Fairview, these people are robbing us deaf, dumb, and blind. Look at your streets. Look at how much in property tax you are paying. And your streets look like crap. And the best idiot mayor can do for you, thank you, Basbusa 911. Thank you. I'm up there. Look, you haven't seen the ball spot. So, what this idiot mayor is doing for you, he's going to take slick and put it over your streets and says that's a repair. Totally ridiculous. Oh, Erica! Ha ha! Cutie Erica. All right. I'm old, girl. I'm old. But anyway, that's what he's doing. I'm actually on the radio. I'm actually doing a radio show, but I just go live so I can kind of knock 2 things out at once. So I know you're kind of saying I can't really see you, but I see you. But we're going into election season, and I'm trying to get people ready to go. I'm going to tell you a real quick story, Erica. We had a school board member that was recently arrested 3 weeks ago, and he tried to hide it for burglary. $35,000 bond. He stayed in jail for 2 days. He tried to hide it out, and I dropped the documents and I went public with it because I'm known as the IE informer. And so now he's mad. All his friends are mad. They wanted this fight and all this, all these, the keyboard gangstering stuff comes on. I'm telling them where I live is public record, and they can always come over here. But I'll hip you up to what's going on a little bit later. But back to the radio. But that's what we got to do. This developer is vampiring the city and taking our tax dollars and just just dogging, he's using it for his benefit. A $10 million investment to get $80 million in infrastructure to his property. That's a hell of an investment. And he's been doing it, and that's his playbook. So I want you guys to think about that. It's getting kind of late. Again, check me out. I mean, Inland Empire Informer, the IE Informer, however you want to call me. I'm putting up a video up on, I did with Pastor Don today. So the video with Pastor Don, we talked about marriage. And of course, he's into the Revelations, and we're talking the 7 seals and the 25 seals and all that. It's incredible stuff. So if you get a chance to check it out. We also did Don't Believe the Hype. I will be putting that video up tomorrow. Please check it out. And if the radio show's there, so if you want to go check out the radio show, that is already up. But if you want to see the video of it, we'll be putting that Pastor Don's show up. As soon as I get off of this, I'm going to load that, and then we'll do Don't Believe the Hype tomorrow, and you'll see that tomorrow. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Erica, I love you. I know you just had surgery. I'm glad you got through it, and hang in there, girl. Hang in there. Use that beautiful voice. This woman could sing. Oh my God. You guys, I was really friends with her brother, and we used to call her Cutie Erica. And this woman could sing. Oh my God. It's like the voice of an angel. I mean, it's not Tina Marie, but it's she just has a beautiful, distinctive voice. And I'm just surprised she did not release a record, which you should do since you have time now. You could do it at home and make a record. I would really, really love a copy of your record. So do it, Erica. Do it. I'm Donovan Saadiq. I'm the Inland Empire Informer. You guys, please stay tuned. Thank you for tuning into the Donovan Saadiq Show. We will see you guys again. I'll probably talk about some topics tomorrow. We'll see you guys then. You guys have been tuning in to the Donovan Saadiq Show. We love you.